build lightning-safe communities. Again, that's 9:30, Wednesday, the 28th.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors, Sunday mornings at 8 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Listen Sunday mornings at 8 to Coasting into Retirement with Gary Marriage of Nature Coast Financial Advisors.
Our firm offers insurance services.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Horticulture, she's here to help. I look at these windows every day, and this I don't know what kind of box shrub this is or whatever it is out here, but I noticed that they hadn't cut them in a while.
Yeah, it's viburnum.
I get concerned. Are they going to keep growing taller, or will they eventually do like a measuring tape and reach a certain height?
No,
because see, like this one over here on the far right hand, it's leaning towards the window.
Right.
This one branch. Is it going to get big enough where it'll grow taller, or is it going to fly?
Yeah, no, it'll keep going up. These actually, they're very tall heads usually. I mean, you see within we've been here 3 months.
Yeah, and they hadn't cut them once.
And they've grown at least a foot.
At least a foot.
At least a foot throughout the whole thing. Now down the short end, which actually it looks like the hedge goes down a little bit anyway, the way it was pruned before. And that part's about 8 inches, but the rest of it, there's a good foot worth of growth in the last 3 months. So yeah, they need to come through and give them a nice trim. But no, they'll keep growing upwards. I mean, they would eventually pretty well cover the windows.
Really?
Yeah.
So yeah, because they're covering about 2 foot of. There's probably 5 foot windows, 6 foot windows, and they're covering about 2 foot of them.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, and it doesn't. It's healthy. They're very healthy.
Right, they're
very
nice and green,
Yeah.
and green. I don't see, from inside here, but just looking through across the leaves, there's no leaf spot, anything like that. They look like they're plenty happy. They just need to be pruned.
Why is it pruning doesn't hurt these? It doesn't hurt bushes, but if you pruned a tree right now, that'd be a no-no.
Well, I mean, you can take out, because it's growing season, this time of year, you could do some, depending on what you're doing, you can prune your trees, right now. I mean, we can take and...
But not a
and
serious
cut some,
prune.
Yeah, you could, well...
Like we have a water oak that has some hanging that we
Right.
have to go clip so the lawnmower guys can get underneath them. So
You
we
could go
clip
ahead,
those,
I was going to say, you could take, if you needed to take
but we don't
that
go
limb
back to the trunk and
Well,
take it off.
You could.
Oh, could you?
Yeah, you could, yeah. There's no real downtime on that unless, it's a lot that you really truly need to do a lot of work on the tree. But if it's to take a limb out, that's fine. It's not going to hurt anything. Serious pruning in that we try not to do when it's a stressful time of year.
But
so,
is it summer to stress?
Summer can be stressful, but we're
With the
usually
heat?
getting it's a lot of heat, and so you might be opening up part of that canopy to some sun scald and things like that. But because we get water at this time of year, it's not necessarily even as stressful. But again, anytime you're doing any serious pruning, we're looking at taking off 1/3 of the plant at any given time. So if it's one limb that's beginning to get into the area, taking it back where it needs to properly be taken back is not going to hurt the tree.
Let me step into something that we don't talk about a lot on the show, but it's something that I think in this day and age you need to be aware of. Yesterday, I was watching Tony Manolfi, the Channel 2 weather guy.
Yeah, the weather guy.
Now, this was at 6:45 in the evening.
Okay.
It was 98 degrees in Ocala with a heat index of 105 at 6:45.
Yeah.
If you're going to be outside gardening, let's talk about what you need to do to stay safe, because in this kind of weather, gardening could be dangerous.
It can be very dangerous. I mean, my best thing is to get out early. While the temperatures, of course, I think when I was coming over here, it was already 80. So at 8:30 this morning, it was, let's see, what are we at now? We're
when
at
I got
84.
here, when I got here, it was 73. We're at 84 now.
We're at 84 now with a feels like of 93. So a full 9 degrees above what the actual temperature is outside.
They say today at 1 o'clock it'll be 90 degrees. It'll feel like it's 100.
Yeah, yesterday was a good, I would say, yes, I could feel that 106 because I work outside in it. Water. That's your biggest thing. Water. Hydration. I'm not a fan of Gatorade only because, well, one, I'm not an athlete, but I don't like all the sodium in it. If you can't drink plain water, maybe add some lemon to it. Buy some of the flavored waters. I wouldn't go into anything with high sugar. Stay away from sodas because caffeine, the carbonation and the caffeines and all that sugar is not good for you. And you need hydration. Watermelon, great. Any of your melons, great.
Cucumbers good
for that. So you could cut cucumber up and put it in your water.
Yeah.
Make yourself a pitcher of it. Even tea. Everybody loves their sweet tea. Well, you know what? It's not the best thing to have while you're doing.
But unsweetened tea,
maybe you're okay with again lemon water if you just can't do it. There's a few other beverages that are out there on the market or additives to your water.
There are clothes now that also help you.
Just you can a towel that you've wet, put it around your neck. Some of the
Have you ever had one of those ice towels?
I've had the Mission brand towels that you wet, squish it out some and shake it or whip it.
Right.
They work for a short while because they do dry quickly.
Right.
But you don't end up soaked. And of course the shirts I wear are fast drying, the quick dry, the SPF type thing. So getting into that, wearing your sunscreen. We don't like to do it, but it really does. It does protect your skin.
I got sunscreen slathered all over me this weekend.
Now
I'm like, really?
Before you just had a fiance, now you have a wife.
She did the first day I was there. I didn't put any sunscreen on my shoulders, and they hurt.
Yeah.
So she's right.
Yep. And going out early in the morning, long sleeves, even a cotton long sleeve, like a woven shirt, it's going to help to keep some of that sun off. Rinse it, the towel. You could keep a bucket or a cooler just dedicated to a wash rag. Put some little ice in there, some water, so it stays cool there. You can wring out your washcloth, put it around your neck. Helps to cool you down in a hurry.
I know. I have a friend.
And keep a phone handy.
Yes,
always. Keep your phone handy. I know of someone years ago who actually was an elderly gentleman. He is someone who has passed away, very famous, so I'm not going to mention who he was. He laid in his yard for hours
with a heat stroke.
Because he couldn't get anywhere. He managed to get into the shade of a tree, which may have saved his life, till a neighbor, I think he heard a neighbor pull in, and he called out very weakly, and the neighbor called 911 for him.
Yeah. But if you've ever seen anybody suffering from heat stroke, it is not a good situation.
No.
They turn white as a ghost.
Yes.
They start shivering like they're freezing to death.
If you ever stop sweating, when you're
in
outside,
bad shape.
you're in bad shape already. If you begin to get a headache when you're outside, get inside. Get into get into the shade at least. If air conditioning can be quite drastic.
Yeah. You don't want to take your body temperature from 102 to 55.
So I mean, it might do better to just get into a shaded area. The cold towel around the neck, around the wrists, any of that. And
well, we played golf in Panama City.
Yeah.
At 12:30 on Saturday, and it was like 91 degrees.
Yeah.
Felt like 97, 98.
Oh, yeah.
And my buddies were like, "You're not drinking. Why? We're all having beers. Why aren't you?" I'm
wait.
drinking water.
Yeah, I'll wait.
And they were like, "Why?" I go, "'Cause it's hot."
Yeah.
Beer will drain. It takes you.
Yeah, just
even though it's made out of water, it doesn't hydrate you.
Right, it does not hydrate you. You have that afterwards when you're cooling down. Alcohol is not the best thing to drink. No, especially not when you're going to be out in the sun. And there's some of the hats even that have not just the SPF, but that you can wet them.
Right.
Put them on, and that helps. They do help to keep.
There's
you cool.
a lady in our neighborhood that when she does her gardening and all, she's in a sombrero.
Okay, so she's got a real nice big brimmed hat. Yeah, big brimmed hat.
She creates her own shade.
Yes.
She creates creates her own shade.
And look at your yard. Work with your shade.
Yeah.
Work with your shade. Do those hottest things, or the things that take the most energy.
At 8 in the morning.
Do those things first. Yeah. And then go back and pick it up later.
Right.
Yeah.
Good morning, you're on with Master Gardener Kellyanne Baldwin.
Good morning, everybody. It's Sonny again.
Hey.
I have a 22-ounce container. It's one of those covered pitchers.
Right.
And I fill that up with water, or actually I take a lemon, a whole lemon, and just cut it up in this, like eighths or quarters or whichever way you want to, and put that in there, and full of water. And have the lemon water.
Yeah.
But I'm not crazy about the taste. So what I do is add a little sweet and low to it, or one of these
just
sweeteners.
enough something to perk that flavor a little bit.
Yeah, well, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy with the tea, the lemon water.
The lemon water with
sweetener.
with a little bit. Yeah, kind of like a little bit of a lemonade. Not super sweet on that, right? Not super sweet, just enough to take some of that. Yeah, lemon water can have a little bit of almost like an astringent taste to it, to where it kind of puckers you up a little bit. And that's great, especially to get water into people. That's the biggest.
Well, the big thing is with the lemons, they help restore a lot of electrolytes, which you can, come out with the sweat.
Yes.
So that's another reason why I do it, and. So far, knock on wood.
Yeah.
My head. But anyway, that's what I do, and I find it very helpful.
It is.
So I always have a lemon around so I can make my lemon water.
There you go, and that's a great way.
Thanks for the call, Sonny.
Okay.
That is a great way. You can do that, and you can have a picture of that just in the fridge. Yeah,
oh,
whatever it is.
Cucumber water is a good idea
Cucumber water is a good idea. Anything to try to encourage the the consumption of more water, and preferably without sweeteners. I mean, I know sometimes you need a little bit, like you said, a little stevia in there, or maybe a sweet and low, whatever, your preference. Just not something really super sugared up.
You got me thinking, though, I'm going to go get a watermelon and juice a watermelon.
There you go. Yeah, I've got watermelon in my lunchbox for today.
But you can take the watermelon and put it in a juicer, cut it and put it in a juicer.
Yeah.
Probably make watermelon juice out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And how's that? That's like Annihilator,
you can take and put it into little plastic cups, Dixie cups, or popsicle molds with a stick in it. There you go. You got a nice, hydrating beverage.
And it's a popsicle,
Yeah.
So,
and then you can make an adult version and mix a
but
little
I don't think enough people.
Way.
I think people get out and they don't think enough about.
They don't think ahead of time
about the safety they need to prepare for, because heat stroke is not something that is gradual. It can come on you all of a sudden.
It can come on very quickly, and I will say, and it's not just seniors. Young people don't necessarily drink a lot of water.
No.
They drink sodas. They drink, the energy drinks and
I don't know what
like
you're talking about.
Right, yeah, as you have a nice full flavor Mountain Dew over there, but you're in the air condition. But you know that when you're going out to
it's diet.
Oh, it is diet. Okay, it's a diet. Okay. But I don't
think as a people we hydrate enough. Probably.
I don't think we do, and I know myself, and I'll say, here's just old stories on me. Before I quit smoking 20 years ago, I didn't drink water. I drank soda.
Mm-hmm.
I drank soda. I drank tea. I quit smoking. Soda tasted bad.
Yeah. Well, your whole taste buds came back.
That's it. And so it's like what, and that water helped me to quit smoking. So anybody who's trying to quit smoking, water works.
Everybody said, "Why do you drink Diet Mountain Dew, Diet Coke, and everything?" Because the other stuff's just too sweet to me. I drink the Diet,
right?
Because it just tastes sweet.
Tastes a little different. Right. Yeah, it's a little bit different.
But the reason I brought this up is because it's so hot, and we're getting into the dog days of summer.
We are.
You don't want anybody to, Gertrude and Herbert are working around the house, and Gertrude comes around from the backyard, and Herbert's passed out in the front yard.
On the ground because he's been trying to clean up the back.
Because he had on a pair of shorts with no shirt, no sunscreen,
and
no hat.
He's got a Pepsi sitting on the thing, or a couple cold beers.
Thinking that was hydrating him.
Yeah, a couple cold beers there because, I'm off today. I'm going to go ahead and drink some beer.
You know another good thing, too, but it will shock your system. So you got to make sure. And it's key not to shock your system.
Right.
But there's numerous times when I felt like I was about to overheat. Just the water hose on the back of the head,
on the back of the neck, the arms. Just let it run down, and that's
your air conditioner is your head and your feet.
Your head, your feet, your inside of your arms, your underarms, all of that. They make these attachments you can put on a fan that you drop into a water thing, and it'll be a mister.
Right.
You can set that out in the yard with you.
Certainly.
And that's going to help cool the air, plus put moisture on yourself. And I know they say, with how high the humidity gets, it doesn't always evaporate. It does cool you enough if the air is moving. It will help to evaporate that and keep you cool.
And people need to, there's enough clothing out there now that you don't need to go gardening in a pair of sweatpants and a long sleeve shirt that's heavy.
Right.
You can go get get wicking type long sleeve shirts.
Right.
You can get very light long pants and stuff.
Exactly. And that don't drip if you get them wet. Like the old cotton T-shirt or flannel shirt, it was like it was heavy. It was.
What I have on right now, this golf outfit I have on right now, can get soaking wet and never drip.
Right, and not necessarily look like you're a mess.
And if I'm moving in the golf cart or something,
it
if
dries,
the air's
and it's
moving,
very cool.
It's like an air conditioner.
Yes, it's very cool. They're not necessarily expensive. You don't have to go to the golf shops. You don't have to go to the big department stores. You can find them in your box store retailers, clothing retailers, and there are some that are offered online that I keep going, all right, do I want to try one of these?
Just search quick dry clothes.
Or there's search that. You can order them online in anybody's size.
Anybody's size.
I
was online last week looking at some shirts for me, and and shorts. And
Right.
we were at one of the big box department stores, but they only carry up to 42
Up to a
in the
certain-
big box.
right.
But you go on their website. I went
And
on their
you can
website.
get any size you
they
want,
had
yeah.
60-inch waist.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
8X shirts.
Right.
I mean, I'm not
Whatever.
there yet, but I'm working towards it.
Yeah,
Working
that's-
towards it.
No, you got to work the other way.
Although I have for 2 days in a row now. I've woken up with the banana, blueberry, raspberry smoothie that I make fresh. And a breakfast sandwich with turkey sausage and egg whites. So,
There you go.
I'm only consuming probably about 400 calories for breakfast.
There you go.
Trying to do, look.
Yeah.
I'm back over 300 pounds. I got to do something.
You got it. Yeah.
And gardening's not it. So.
No. And golf, you only get so much. I mean, there's some.
Well,
bit
if
of
I walk,
exercise
I
in
could
there,
probably
yeah.
do a little better, but I
Right,
don't walk.
right,
I'm
yeah,
lazy.
yeah.
I'm lazy.
Well, and with it being hot, it's a little easier.
You know what
on the
Mark
golf
Twain said? Golf is a good walk ruined. But I think it's important. The reason I brought it up is I think it's very important that people understand in this kind of heat, you just can't go out at 11 in the morning and do 3 hours worth of heavy gardening.
No, you need to be finishing up by 11.
And if you're gonna, if because of work schedule and all, go out, do 15 minutes,
And
take a break. Do
sit-
15
yeah,
minutes, take a break.
Put your chair in the shade.
Right.
With your cooler beside it. And like you said, 15, 20 minutes, go take a break. 15, 20 minutes, go take a break.
And it doesn't have to be a long break. 5-6 minutes cools you off.
Enough to drink a little bit of water, cool down, put your towel on your neck for a few minutes, cool yourself back down. Yeah, we don't want to, there's, they're not statistics that make the news, but there are enough people who get very ill, and it's not pretty. I mean, I've had coworkers that are young.
Look,
end up having to go spend a night or two in the hospital for dehydration.
We played in the softball tournament. 22-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Ended up in ICU for 4 days.
Because of dehydration and
because
heat
of
stroke.
dehydration
Yeah.
and heat stroke
Yeah.
at a softball tournament in Georgia, where he was running down the first base line and collapsed.
And that's I don't know if there's permanent damage from that kind of things, but it's not something I want to experience. I know I've gotten overheated to the point on days coming home from work where you're dragging. Because I spend 8 hours a day.
I've gotten to the point where
we do
I've
our
said,
best to stay in the shaded areas and drink tons of water.
I've gotten to the point playing softball and playing because football in South Georgia in September, October, it's still hot.
Yeah.
And so you got to stay hydrated. But I've had situations where my head started feeling swimmy, and there's plenty of signs before it gets to where you turn white and get the chills.
And
the headache. If you start feeling the headache come on, you're overheating. Go get in the shade.
Exactly. Go get in the shade. Go inside. Go
Headache's
drink
one
water.
of the big.
Don't just go take 2
first
aspirin. Go stop what you're doing. You're done for the day.
Right. Headaches are one of the big. And what I like to do, like when I'm almost overheated, I'll go and get in a shower. And I'll turn the shower on warm because to match your body temperature.
Yeah, you don't want it cold. You don't want to shock your system. Something, just tepid.
And then I keep, as my body cools off,
you cool down,
I turn this. And by the end of the shower,
you got cold water.
I'm in a cold shower.
Yeah.
But I do it. It takes 20 minutes, but it cools me. Don't go if you're overheating. Don't go put a bunch of ice. Don't put a bunch of ice in your Whirlpool tub and get in.
I mean, I know they do that sometimes, but it's like you can cool yourself. You're not in that emergency situation. Do it gently to your body.
Yeah, in an emergency situation, they wrap you in ice and all to cool you down.
But that's a professional.
But you're at 104, 105 degrees then.
Yeah. And you're with professionals. If you're yourself, you're taking care of a spouse, a child, something like that. Just do the towels on the neck. Do the, get in a cool tub. You get the kiddie pool outside.
Yes.
The little plastic kiddie pool. That water, even though it might be 80-degree water now,
it's still cooler than where you're at.
Go ahead and sit in the pool and have your glass of water.
I tell you, the resort we were in this weekend, Tower 1 had an outdoor pool that the sun got to. Tower 2 had a pool, and it was outdoors, but the building covered it. It was like a carport almost.
Right.
Getting into pool one, about 86,
That's
88
nice.
degrees.
Yeah, go for a nice day.
Pool 2, 74 degrees.
Yeah.
I now understand what George Costanza meant. I was in the pool.
Yeah.
You don't expect it's an outdoor pool.
Right.
At the beach.
It should be 80 degrees.
And I jumped in and went,
hello.
Hello.
This is chilly.
Hello. I hit the bottom, shot out like a rocket.
You thought you were in the springs.
You don't want to shock your system that way.
No.
But you do want to take care.
Take care. Yeah.
There's SPF out there now, clothing out there now.
Right.
There's a lot of things you can get that aren't very expensive.
Right.
That could make your life a lot easier.
A lot easier. Your time, especially anybody new to Florida who doesn't understand that. Great big jugs. Fill it full of a couple of ice trays of ice, which I don't know. Do anybody have ice trays anymore? And fill it up with water and take that with you. Take that out there with you. Take that half gallon of water with you and drink it.
Always have water.
Yeah, always.
Hydration.
Can't say it often enough.
You really can't. And it's something that you have to deal with every day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will have drank a bottle of water before I get to work, minus my cup of tea and the cranberry juice I had this morning. And I have 3 more bottles of water in my lunchbox, plus the other 3 to 6 I will drink at work.
Now, I drink, you see me drinking Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
But I will drink today.
Oh, yeah.
Probably 4 or 5 20-ounce bottles of water.
Right, on top of that. Right.
Every day.
Sometimes you got to have flavor.
Yeah.
And 2 of my beverages, actually, they have flavor, but they're also electrolyte-filled beverages, that I add to my water. And,
but you make a good point about the Powerades and the Gatorades.
They put a
lot of salt in them.
So if you have someone who needs to watch their salt intake, look around. Ask a pharmacist.
Yep.
Are there other options out there? They're generally going to be more expensive.
Right.
But if
Propel is very good, but it's more expensive.
It's more expensive, but again, it too has quite a bit of salt
sodium,
in it.
It does. Yeah.
Even a Pedialyte has quite a bit of sodium.
It's great for a hangover.
It is and it's a great hydrator. Come in from the afternoon of being out golfing, working in the yard, anywhere, out with the kids. Have one of those. Everybody sit down and have a Pedialyte.
Carol Ann, she's the master gardener. Where can people come to find out more information from you? Is there a place on social media? Is there a place they can come visit you?
Yeah, sure is. In the Garden Facebook group page. Just ask to be a member. I think I welcomed somebody aboard last week. And they can also find me down there at the Lowe's in Lady Lake. Right there on 441.
Carol Ann Baldwin, she joins us every week with Master Gardener in the Garden with Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. She may or may not be here next week. We're just giving you a program update.
Right.
She life sometimes gets in the way.
Yeah, sometimes does. Yeah.
Carol Ann, talk to you next week or maybe the week after. We'll be right back after this time out with Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Auto.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm.
Radio News with Lance Pry.
North and South Korea's leaders have pledged to improve relations and resume previously suspended communication channels between the two countries. The resumption of the hotline on Tuesday comes despite stalled negotiations between Washington and Pyongyang on the denuclearization of North Korea during the Trump administration. 2 significant U.S. lakes, one of which is a major reservoir, are experiencing historic lows amid a drought. Lake Powell, the second largest reservoir in the United States, has fallen to 33% capacity. Utah's Great Salt Lake, the biggest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere, is at record lows that were set back in 1963. The Biden administration moved to further limit America's military presence in the Middle East. On Monday, President Biden met with Iraq's Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kadhimi and vowed to end America's combat mission in the country before 2022. USA Radio News.
If you drive a car, truck, SUV, or vehicle of any kind, you need Get Upside, the free gas app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. That's right. With the free Get Upside gas app, you can get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time you buy gas. Nearly 3 million people have earned cash back with Get Upside just for buying gas.
I always use Get Upside. Some months I make $200 to $300.
I love getting money back for things I use every day. It's just free money for buying gas.
There's no catch.